Today I want to talk about two things that Martin Luther talked about called the Theology of Glory and the Theology of the Cross in his Heidelberg Disputation, which was just a formal theological kind of debate that Martin Luther had in the city of Heidelberg, Germany. One of the things that comes out in the Heidelberg Disputation is his understanding of the difference between the theology of glory and the theology of the cross. So, what exactly is a theologian of glory according to Martin Luther? A theologian of glory for him is a person who is basically after glory. It doesn't necessarily mean that they believe they're good enough to receive the glory of God, but they're somewhere on their way there. And he kind of talked about it like a ladder. They were climbing this ladder closer to the point of glory. Luther came to see that it's the fallen human being that's doing this. We're trying to elevate ourselves out of our fallen condition. He understood that there's no way to do this. In fact, the attempt to do this makes our sin all the worse. Like, not only are we sinners, but when we try to fix it, it makes us all the worse. That's what he says the theology of glory does. It's trying to promise us that we're going to get better and better, eventually arrive in glory where God is. But in reality, it moves us further and further away because the theology of glory is nothing but a deception. It's a massive deception that has happened because of the fall. The other side of the coin is the theologian of the cross. The theologian of the cross deals with the world honestly. He understands that God is in the lowest place. He's not on a ladder to glory, but God is here with him in his suffering and in his sin. So Luther said famously that the theologian of glory calls evil good and good evil, but the theologian of the cross calls a thing what it is. It's an honest look at things for exactly how they are. It's an honest look at yourself, that you are a sinner, and God came and owned your sin. We're left with nothing else but the cross of Jesus Christ, and we find ourselves on that cross with him. We are in this man, Jesus Christ. We are, as St. Paul says, crucified in this man. Our sin is found in him. We are in this story. We are pulled into the story of the cross. We don't try to escape it. The theologian of the cross looks at the cross and finds himself in it. The cross is the lens through which he interprets the entire world, including his own existence. And including the suffering that you go through, including your death. Everything is understood in the cross of Jesus Christ. Admittedly, it's not as flashy and nice, but it's real. It's real. In the cross of Jesus Christ is where you understand yourself. All the hard questions of life, all the suffering and the pain and the death and the sin and everything is given expression and understood in this man hanging on the cross. That's why the Apostle Paul, when he was writing to the Corinthians, he said, I have determined not to know anything among you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. The cross of Jesus Christ was his singular focus. So that's why we're Christians. We're not Christians to advance ourselves into some higher morality beyond our fall or to climb another rung on the way to glory. We're Christians because Jesus Christ is our existence. He sums up what it is to be human. We are found in him. He first of all was found in us. He joined himself to us and to our sin. When he went to the cross, he was the representative of the entire human race. He died on the cross as every sinner. He was you and he was me on the cross. He became sin for us so that we would become the righteousness of God in him. And so we are raised to an entirely new and perfect existence. You are a brand new human being. You're not yourself anymore. You are you in Jesus Christ. And God looks at you that way. You're baptized into him. You've taken on the very identity of this person. That's how you are to look at this. Because God tells you that that's how he's looking at it. That's why St. Paul says that we are to reckon ourselves dead indeed to sin, but alive to God through Jesus Christ. We are born over again. We've been made new. Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 that old things are passed away, and behold, look, All things have become new. There's a new creation. We are made over again in Jesus Christ. And so the cross alone is our theology. Can wholeheartedly agree with Martin Luther because we preach the cross of Christ. All the answers are found there.